If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. This saintly looking set happens to look pretty darn good on a dwarf, so hey, why not? Let the dwarfs get some equal time. This is pulled out of Ulduar, this particular shoulder piece out of Yogg-Saron. Great drop rate for you to pick up the shoulders. And going to move on to the chest piece. Very simple to get, can't really see it. Aurora armor, which you're going to get out of Eastern Plaguelands, various mobs, or just check your local auction house, pick it up there. Probably your best bet. Moving on, we have a Lady Tarn giving the cows equal time. Cord of Septic Envelopment. Amazing name. Uldir. Current raid right now, but that's going to change shortly. Moving on, we have the legs, which are Stone Weaver leggings. Uldaman Ironea is the boss, and roughly about a 30% drop rate to pick up those white pants, basically. Undead. Looking sharp on an Undead here. Feet. The Boots of the Long Road BC level tailoring. It is a drop, I believe, at a Serpentine Cavern, so you're going to have to get the drop, find a tailor, check the auction house. Wild Gladiator, Satin Gloves, that's wild for Alliance. I believe it's the opposite for Horde. And the back Zoms, some sort of cloak. You pick it up at a Deep Home. There's rare, or just buy it on the auction house. A lot of lookalikes on that cloak. The head, Fierce Combatants, Satin Hood, Legion PvP vendor. You got to buy the whole combatant set to get the hood, but it's probably worth it for this set. And a tabard, which really ties everything together nicely. Golden Lotus, need Exalted with them to buy the tabard and the weapon, as you can see. Current tier out of Uldir, the last boss. Low drop rate, though. What I really like about this set is the fact that you could work it with all three specs. Soul Priest, Shoulder Guards, Blackrock Foundry, Operator Thogar is the boss. Kind of a low drop rate, but worth the grind. Very easy, particularly at this level. Moving on, we are going to take a look at the chest, which is Acolyx Acid Soaked Robes. That is correct. Thok the Bloodthirsty, which of course you could get out of Siege of Orgrimmar. 25% drop rate. A little bit of a typo on my part. Didn't catch it till a bit late. The belt, Antiquated Highborn Cinch, the Nighthold, out of basically a piece from Legion. There's the boss, and there's your drop rate, 16%. Definitely ties in very well with the gold and the teal. And the feet, Laughing Skull Boots, Slave Pens, or Hellfire Rampage. Kill everybody, see if you get the drop, or you can just buy it on the auction house. A lot of lookalikes, so went very simple for the feet. Moving on, we are going to show you the hands. Fierce Combatant Satin Gloves. You got to buy the whole set in Legion from the Legion PvP vendor. Going to cost you quite a bit of marks of honor to get that set, but certainly worth it with these hands, or you could find an easy substitute. The back, Parrot Feather Cloak, Freehold. There's the boss, 12% drop rate. Yes, of course, from good old BFA, the current X-Pac. Moving on, come on, next. There you go. Looking nice on a lady here. The head, Hexweave Cowl, wide level tailoring. Check your local tailor, check your local auction house. That's the first tier of that particular headpiece, so very easy to pick up if you find a tailor. And the weapon, as you can see, Inferno Flame Staff from WoD, once again, Gruul, 16% drop rate. Come on, let's go. We got more Xmogs to show. Moving on, we're going to show you some green. Green works for Priest. Malevolent, Gladiator, Satin Mantle, Valley of the Four Winds, Mop PvP vendor. Of course, you could get the crafted piece on the auction house or from your local tailor. But I'm thinking this looks very cool on a lot of Horde, a lot of different Horde type characters. Goblins, Trolls, as you can see, Tomb of Sargeras. There's the boss, kind of a low drop rate to get that Mage tier set, but that's the lookalike, so basically you can get it for your Priest. The belt, Strife Riddled Cinch, Tomb of Sargeras, Maiden of Vigilance. Is there any other kind of Maiden? 8% is the drop rate. I think it looks pretty cool on a Draenei. Moving on, we're going to show you the feet, which of course you can see on a Draenei. Woolen boots, very simple. I always go with the simple stuff whenever you got a robe because you really don't see the boots. Vanilla level tailoring. Check your tailor, check your local auction house, and maybe you find something cool. Going to show you a Void Elf showing a Malevolent, Gladiator, Satin Gloves, Valley of the Four Winds, Mop PvP vendor, 2 marks of honor, or of course you could get the crafted set. check your local tailor, check your local auction house. The drape, I made a mistake here. This is a mage-only drape, but there are quite a few green drapes that you could throw in here. Maybe even a gray one would work. I know that you have that kind of bright green cloak, fell something kind of cloak. You could use that. Made a mistake, though. The Malevolent Gladiator Satin Hood, Valley of the Four Winds, sticking with that Malevolent set. A couple of marks of honor to pick up the PvP headpiece, and the weapon, Fractured Soul Gem Staff, Hellfire Citadel, last boss I believe, Archimond, and you got about a 10% drop rate on that staff. Worth the effort. And like the animation just told you, set 4, I'm thinking this is very priestly, Slaughterhouse Balders, Heimal the Butcher, 12% is the drop rate for those kind of glittery blue spalders that really work here. Moving on, we're going to show you the chest, which is the Raiment of Divine Clarity, Hellfire Citadel, Shadow Lord Iskar, and you got about a 10% drop rate on that robe, but that robe is essential for this set. And moving on, we're going to show you the belt, the Girdle of the Infected Mind, kind of like my mind, Heimal. There's the boss, Brackenspore, 10% drop rate, but kind of worth it. Looking pretty good so far, I think. And the feet, Slippers of Enduring Vigilance. Interesting name. Tomb of Sargeras, Priestess, Luna Spire, and about a 10% drop rate on those white shoes. Billy White Shoes Johnson. Old 70s football player. Anyway, the hands, Wild Gladiator, Satin Gloves, Valley of the Four Winds, Mop PvP vendor. Check your local vendor there, and 2 marks of honor, and those handpieces, those white handpieces, or yours, or handpiece, whatever you want to call it. Caretaker's Cape, Ashen Veil, Silverwing Quartermasters. This is the old school PvP vendors. I believe it's the Barons. If for Horde, just 1 mark of honor, very easy to get. And we got a Gnome on Amphetamines, the 100 Fathom Veil, Tomb of Sargeras, Mistress, Sazine, say that 15 times real fast, 16% drop rate, worth the effort for the helm. And the last piece is a weapon at a Dragon Soul LFR, very easy pickup, 36% on the drop rate. Thank you, Mr. Gnome. Take it easy on the caffeine. And set number 5, I think works pretty well here. The Fisher Split Shoulder Wraps, Throne of Thunder LFR version. As you can see, the Breaker Dude is the one who drops it. Kind of a fair drop rate for those shoulders, but I think it works really well with this set. The chest piece is the Maddening Robe of Secrets. I wasn't going to tell you about it, but I guess I have to. Breaking the secret. The Emerald Nightmare, Zuvius is the boss, and about a 6% drop rate on the chest piece. I think this looks pretty epic here on a Tauren. As you can see, the belt, Strife-Hooded Cinch, Tomb of Sargeras, Maiden of Vigilance, 7% on the drop rate. It really looks good on a Tauren. I really like it on a Tauren. Moving on, we're going to show you the feet, which you can't really see on a Tauren, but you can see it on the other models. The Cozy Dryad Hoof Socks, Emerald Nightmare, Spoils of the Nightmare, 6% is the drop rate. Moving on, going to show you a Lady Goblin, or Lady Goblin is going to show you the hands. Life Drainer's Sordid Grip. Throne of Thunder, LFR, same piece, tier set as the shoulders. There's the boss, decent drop rate. And Lady Goblin's going to stick around for the life. I made a mistake on the cloak, but it's the same red cloak as the second set. So basically I want dupes on that. And the head, the Prideful Gladiators, Mooncloth Helm, Valley of the Four Winds, my PvP vendor, 3 marks of honor to pick up the tier set helm. And the last piece is going to be, of course, the weapon, which you can see, it's the Bite of the Bleeding Hollow Hellfire Citadel Kilrog, Deadeye's the boss, roughly about a 10% drop rate to pick up that weapon. Once again, my name is Luxeley. Thank you for the click. And here's a couple of more Xmogs. If you're interested, give them a click. As I always say, whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.